If Republicans refuse to work with us to rein in ICE and to end the violence, they're telling the American people they're choosing to protect ICE over choosing to protect people's safety. If Republicans refuse to work with us to rein in ICE and to end the violence, they're telling the American people they're choosing to protect ICE over choosing to protect people's safety. Americans, by and large, support law enforcement. I do. And most people support border security. I do as well. But Americans do not support ICE terrorizing our streets, operating outside the law, killing American citizens. The madness and violence must end. Congress must act to rein in ICE and end the violence. Rein in ICE and end the violence. The American people deserve nothing less. This is a moment of truth for the United States of America. What the nation witnessed on Saturday in the streets of Minneapolis was a moral abomination. Federal agents shot and killed Alex Pretti, an American citizen, in broad daylight. And it was the second time that agents killed a U.S. citizen in 2 weeks after the tragic killing also of Renee Good. Enough is enough. What ICE is doing outside the law is state-sanctioned thuggery, and it must stop. It is state-sanctioned thuggery, and it must stop. And Congress has the authority and the moral obligation to act.
If Senate Majority Leader John Thune insists on holding a vote on DHS legislation that he knows will not pass, then he will guarantee yet another unnecessary government shutdown this Friday.
Minneapolis is a safe city. It is less safe when chaos reigns supreme. It is less safe when families do not feel comfortable going to school or buying food at the grocery store because they're worried that their very family might get ripped apart. It is less safe when we have roving bands of agents marching down the street just looking for somebody who might be concerned. And I gotta tell you, everybody is concerned when you have that kind of occupation. And so we've been very clear. The Operation Metro Surge needs to end. This kind of conduct and siege needs to stop, not just in Minneapolis. It needs to stop nationwide.
Minnesota, can't you see? No more Minnesota!
Negotiation is the wrong word. We ought to be making demands and shut down the Department of Homeland Security if it fails to comply with basic rights and liberties that are a part of the legal fabric of this country, fundamental to good law enforcement and policing all around the country. So I think there has to be oversight, not only through inspectors general, but through congressional hearings.
Kristi Noem is a liar. She's vicious. She's also incompetent. Donald Trump must fire her at once before another American is killed under her watch. And where is the accountability from Donald Trump? He said nothing to call out the nastiness and lies from Noem and Miller. It seems he almost prefers to have serial liars in his administration than honest people. The kind of dishonesty we see from Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller is the bread and butter of authoritarian regimes. And it's dangerous, dangerous territory for our country.
Well, you know, we're doing a big investigation. I want to see the investigation. I'm going to be watching over it. I want a very honorable and honest investigation. I have to see it myself. Well, I'm looking at that whole situation. I love everybody. I love all of our people. I love his family. And it's a very sad situation. And we're doing a great job. The other thing is Tom Homan is there right now. He's with the governor and he's with the mayor. And I hear things are going very nice. With that being said, you know, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns. You just can't. And you can't, listen, you can't walk in with guns. You can't do that. But it's just a very unfortunate incident.
The death of Alex Pretti was a tragedy, and there should be a full and impartial investigation into the shooting. I'm glad that the President is sending Tom Homan to Minnesota, and I hope that his arrival will help restore order to the situation. I also hope that recent tragedies have inspired some soul-searching among those who have participated in or encouraged abuse toward ICE officers and other law enforcement officers. It is deeply disturbing that we have had public officials essentially encouraging harassment of officers simply trying to do their duty.
I'm going to tell you, let the investigation play out and see where it goes. But again, the president, one of the words he said to me when I came up here, he said he didn't want to see anybody die. The less interference, the less rhetoric, the less, you know, I have buried Border Patrol agents and I buried ICE agents throughout my career, and the saddest thing I've ever done is hand a folded flag to a wife or a child. I don't want to see anybody die. Even the people we're looking for. I don't want to see anybody die. And despite what people think of Tom Homan, I say a prayer every night that everybody goes home safe. This isn't good. But I think my conversations the last 2.5 days are leading us to a safer community. Letting ICE officers operate in the safety and security of a jail more than on the street.
Yesterday, the leaders of Iran called they wanted negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States. And just as I promised, we've defeated the Biden inflation nightmare and achieved explosive new economic growth. The Atlanta Fed is predicting an astounding 5.4% GDP growth in the fourth quarter. And that's despite the fact that we had a Democrat shutdown. We would have had, that number would have been 7%, which is a number nobody's ever heard of. So the GDP growth in the fourth quarter was great. And it's going to be, I think we're going to have an amazing and incredible year. Hopefully we won't have a shutdown. We're working on that right now. I think we're getting close. The Democrats, I don't believe, want to see it either. So we'll work in a very bipartisan way. I believe not to have a shutdown. We don't want a shutdown. And just yesterday, the S&P 500 hit 7,000 for the first time ever. There's never been any time at which it's done like that. And the other stocks also, I think it was 52 times for the Dow, had hit a record high.
Then you can come tell me. Oh, shut the hell up. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Street lawyers. They know every goddamn thing. Yeah, no, come on.
On this vote, the yeas are 45, the nays are 55. 3/5 of the Senate duly chosen and sworn, not having voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
Mr. President,
Majority Leader is
Mr.
recognized.
President, I enter a motion to reconsider.
The motion is entered.
That'll be number 8.
I don't think the Democrats can propose anything unless it looks like they are gutting Homeland Security and ICE like a fish, and that's not something that the Republicans are going to vote for. So I hope I'm wrong on this, but I think the department's going to be shut down for a while. It's not going to impact ICE. We put a lot of extra money in one big beautiful bill for ICE, so ICE is going to continue on. But that's kind of where we find ourselves right now.
Now today, but we're all going to be there.